Hello everyone, and welcome into today's video. Today I would like to discuss the, in my opinion, still most underrated Warlock tree in the game, Bottom Dawnblade. This class has legitimately everything, and I mean everything. Insane ag clear neutral game, a healing neutral game that can keep you alive even in the hardest of environments, and an ag clear or DPS monster super that lasts way too long. So let's discuss how this tree is so strong. Well, let us look at the subclass perks themselves. We have up first the melee, a guiding touch. Very strong melee, but maybe not the strongest part of this class. When you punch something with this melee, it will inflict burn onto them, and when they are either killed or burned out, they will explode, dealing burn damage to nearby enemies. That will, when they explode out, they will continue the chain. Burn, explode, burn, explode. This effect also applies to the grenades, and if you run Dawn Chorus as the build today would have you, then your super also causes this burn damage. Because of the perk Faded Flame, your super projectiles will track to targets very aggressively. In fact, you'll see in the gameplay, I try to throw one to an enemy that's very far away, and it ends up tracking to an enemy behind cover that I can't see. The last part of this tree that I want to talk about, because it is so good now after every single buff Bungie has given to it, is Phoenix Dive. Phoenix Dive is the essential movement of Shatter Dive, but instead of the instant movement downward, it gives you that instant movement downward while healing you. This chunk of health it gives to you is nutty. Like, it literally just boom, chunk of health. It has saved me countless times, and I'm sure it will save me countless more. All of these things together give you an extremely strong class that is ready out of the gate to take the things like Shadebinder. And just a reminder, this is a 1.0 tree. This is a tree that is not 3.0 yet. When this subclass gets 3.0, be on the lookout, because individually the Dawnblade trees are strong. You let us start mixing and matching with those trees, Solar Warlock might end up better than it already is, and that's saying something because Dawnblade as a class is already truly amazing, like really, really good. And so I can't imagine where we're gonna be in 6 months when this class gets 3.0, or 9 months when this class gets 3.0, whether it's second or third. It doesn't matter. Even if this class is last, we'll still be using Well and Bottom Dawnblade and even Top Dawnblade for everything. So be on the lookout when this class gets 3.0, because being able to combine something like this class's neutral game with Well and have the Well super with this class's neutral game is just an insane thought. Like, you're going to be able to have S tier ad clear while being able to literally just sit in a well. You don't have to run 2 classes to do it either, which is just nutty to me. Absolutely insane. I do have a build for you today that can take this already a great class to nearly broken. As I have said, I believe this class is broken. First up, let's hop to the helmet and exotic for the build, Dawn Chorus. Dawn Chorus has the exotic perk Rites of Ember, which states your day-grade projectiles cause targets to burn on contact and deal more damage to them. This damage is stacking, so at first it won't deal more damage, but once the target burns for a second, you will start seeing yellow numbers as if the enemy has been debuffed, and that yellow number will actually increase at every successful hit after the first yellow number pops up. The fast way to proc this in order to maximize your damage is to first melee the enemy, which will insta-cause the burn damage, and then pop your super, and you will burn bosses. Like, you do like 300,000 total damage, which for a super is really good. That's like top tier super damage. That's like more than Celestial Nighthawk. That's like right where Chaos reaches. That's like that's a little below where Cuirass Thunder crashes. Like, this is a good DPS super. It really is. You also gain a small amount of melee energy after a target takes burn damage. So each time a target ticks for burn damage, you will gain super energy. I mean, not super energy, melee energy. And it's a good amount. Like, it adds up. It's not a lot, like, individually, but when you throw a grenade into a group of enemies and they're all burning, like, you'll get some pretty good melee energy from that. And the melee is good enough that I think is warranted having your melee up for this. This exotic is what helps make this class so strong. Makes it even so even at the GM level, you can burn out targets and have them explode. I have this helmet set to stasis on the purpose of power preservation. I have 2 on, so that way every time my super would normally generate 1 orb of light, it now generates 3, which adds up really fast and really helps bring this super into relevancy. I also have elemental armaments on when I am running a solar weapon. If not, I run elemental ordnance. If I have to be on a non-solar weapon, I would prefer to just run elemental ordnance because it'll be better than having the elemental armaments. Though, it's not necessary to run either. You could legitimately run something else here if you have the space to do it. Next, the gloves are set to solar, so that way I can run Well of Life. Even at the endgame level, it is nice to have this chunk of healing just from picking up a solar elemental well, which I need to do a lot of for the last mod on this tree, on this class, on this build. Following the gloves, we have the chest piece, which is also on solar. I have bountiful wells here, though if you need it to be on a different element, you could move bountiful wells to your arms. The one seeking wells, if you need arc resist. Seeking wells is underrated. It helps the elemental wells that you spawn far from you come to you, and so if you want to do that instead, you totally could. It's not something that you necessarily need, but you can do that instead if you can afford it and make it work. You can also run elemental ordnance here and take off the explosive wall maker on your boots if you need to run void resist on your chest piece. So say you're in Master Grasp of Avarice, right? And you need to be on an Adler super. Well, for Ogre encounter, right? Well, your super, the main damage in there is void and concussive because of the Ogre. The Ogre hurts, right? Well, you could take off, you could switch this chest piece to void, run a elemental ordnance here, run elemental armaments on your helmet, run bountiful wells on your gloves. You can take off the explosive well maker on your boots, put on a well of life there, and run elemental ordnance still on your class item, and boom, you still have the whole build, and you'll still get the same amount of elemental wells. Next up, the boots are set to solar here, so that way I can have bountiful wells. So I have explosive well maker here, but if you need to move the mods around, you can. Just remember to make sure that you're generating the same amount of orbs that explosive well maker would generate for you. The final piece is our class item, and though the mod I have here is an extremely low cost mod, I think it is the most important. That is Well of Ordnance. This mod double stacks to your ability energy here. So when you're picking up a slow elemental well, you're going to get ability energy to all 3 abilities, specifically the ability for lowest energy. But Well of Ordnance will guarantee that even when you pick up a solar elemental well and you don't have, and your grenade energy is maybe higher than your melee energy, you're still going to get grenade energy from it, which is what helps keep your grenade up, which your grenade is going to be the strongest part of this class because you can cause that explosion and burn damage from however far away you can throw a grenade and make it hit. This also, because it's such a low cost mod, leaves plenty of space to run a bomber, and if you wish, you can still run particle deconstruction. You can Well of Ordnance, a bomber, and particle deconstruction on a class item, which is amazing because I'm running such a low cost mod. Here, you still have so much freedom on what to run, which really helps the build become more full and more fleshed out because you have freedom to run whatever you need to run. That's all I have for you today. I hope you really give this class a good try. It's really good. It really is. A couple of things before I go. Thanks for all the support and welcome in to all the new subscribers. I really do appreciate it all. Second, I'm going to start with this video leaving the dim loadout in the description of every single one of my build videos. That way, y'all can very easily copy over into dim and make it yourselves. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all on Monday for a brand new video. Goodbye!